My dear young learners, Assalamu alaikum. This is Rifat Siddiqui, Senior Lecturer, Department of English, and I welcome you all here in this online rostrum of Milestone College. And I hope that you all are healthy and hearty by the grace of Almighty. Dear young learners, in our today's class, we are going to practice from your HSC first paper syllabus. That means from your EFT. In fact, from your EFT, today we are going to practice from your selected special model test paper. And from there, we'll practice model question number 20. And from there, we'll practice MCQ and the answering questions. I know that one question has already come to your mind, that what is our today's topic? In fact, our today's topic is about a world famous person. And you all know about him. And before starting our today's class, let's check out a video on this famous person.
His story is one of the most remarkable of any world leader. Few in history have endured oppression with such little rancour or overcome the oppressor with such little bloodshed.
I, Nelson Mandela, do hereby swear to be faithful to the Republic of South Africa.
In May 1994, Nelson Mandela, the man white South Africa had imprisoned for nearly 30 years, was sworn in as the country's first black president. Through his dignified and courageous leadership, the African National Congress had broken the stranglehold of apartheid and transformed South Africa into a multiracial democracy.
It is an idea for which I hope to live for and to see realized. But my Lord, if it needs be, it is an ideal for which I am prepared to die.
Sentenced to life imprisonment, he was sent to Robben Island, a top security prison in Cape Town's Table Bay.
I have fought very firmly against white domination. I have fought very firmly against black domination. I cherish the ideal of a new South Africa, where all South Africans. The time for the healing of the wounds has come. The moment to bridge the chasms that divide us has come. The time to build is upon us. We have
dedicated my life to this struggle of the African people.
I hope you have gathered much knowledge about this world famous person. And now we'll go for the text, and it's from your Unit 1, Lesson 2. But as we always do, just before starting our today's text, let's check out some of the most important vocabularies from this text. Let's check them out. Dear students, Nelson Mandela, and now we will start with some of the most important word meaning. And our first word is apartheid. That means discrimination among the races. Reconciliation is our second word, and it means the process of making consistent or compatible. Embody, to give a concrete form, to organize. Minority, a small group within a community or country that is different because of race, religion, language, etc. Resolve, that means firm determination to do something. Emancipation is a noun. It means the state or fact of being liberated. Charisma, special power that enables one to influence others. Manifestation, the state of being displayed. Acceptance, the act of receiving or undertaking something offered. Chasm, a gap among the races. Negotiate, to discuss formally with someone in order to reach an agreement with them. Repression, the act of repressing. Fascism. Revered, an adjective, very much respected and admired. unwavering, another adjective, strong and steady despite opposition or other problems. So there we have seen those very important word meanings, and these word meanings will help us to realize our today's text. I think you have observed those words and have noted them. In fact, these word meanings will help you to realize this text, and not only for realizing this text, but at the same time, whenever you will do the MCQ or the answering questions, these words will help you to realize them very minutely. And it's now time for the text. So let's start it. So now we will go for the text. It's 15 December 2013, Johannesburg, Reuters. Nelson Mandela guided South Africa from the shackles of apartheid to a multiracial democracy as an icon of peace and reconciliation who came to embody the struggle for justice around the world. Imprisoned for nearly 3 decades for his fight against white minority rule, Mandela never lost his resolve to fight for his people's emancipation. In fact, Nelson Mandela was one of the greatest leaders in the world, and he did not feel hesitate to sacrifice his life to establish the truth. He was determined to bring down apartheid while avoiding a civil war. His prestige and charisma helped him win the support of the world. I hate race discrimination most intensely, and in all its manifestations. I have fought it all during my life. I will fight it now and will do so until the end of my days, Mandela said in his acceptance speech on becoming South Africa's first black president in 1994. The time for the healing of the wounds has come. The moment to bridge the chasm that divides us has come. We have at last achieved our political emancipation. So there we see that severe discrimination was made between the black and the white people in his time, and he became successful in breaking the shackles of apartheid through his tireless struggle. Anyway, in 1993, Mandela was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize, an honor he shared with F.W. de Klerk, the white African leader who had freed him from prison 3 years earlier and negotiated the end of apartheid. Mandela went on to play a prominent role on the world stage as an advocate of human dignity in the face of challenges ranging from political repression to AIDS. Surprise, my dear young learners. I hope you are going well with this text. But still, if you have any confusion regarding this text, you should read it again and again. And then if you still feel any kind of problem, you can make comment. And please let me know. In fact, he became the first black president of South Africa, and he worked to bring political emancipation for the people of South Africa. He stopped oppression and repression of all kinds and led South Africa to peace and prosperity. Such a charismatic leader is rarely found nowadays. He formally left public life in June 2004 before his 86th birthday, telling his adoring countrymen, "Don't call me, I'll call you." But he remained one of the world's most revered public figures, combining celebrity sparkle with an unwavering message of freedom, respect, and human rights. He is at the epicenter of our time, ours in South Africa and yours, wherever you are. Nadine Gordimer, the South African writer and Nobel laureate for literature, once remarked, "The years Mandela spent behind bars made him the world's most celebrated political prisoner and a leader of mythic stature for millions of black South Africans and other oppressed people far beyond his country's borders." Charged with capital offense in the 1963 Rivonia trial, his statement from the dock was his political testimony. And from the dock, there he said, "During my lifetime, I have dedicated myself to the struggle of the African people. I have fought against white domination, and I have fought against black domination. I have cherished the ideal of a democratic and free society in which all persons live together in harmony and with equal opportunities, he told the court. It is an ideal I hope to live for and to achieve, but if needs be, it is an ideal for which I am prepared to die. Friends adored Mandela and fondly called him Madiba, the clan name by which he was known. So there we see that Nelson Mandela established a multiracial democracy in South Africa, and for this he had to lead his nation, and he succeeded in the mission to break the shackles of apartheid. And he is an icon of peace and reconciliation. And actually, he embodied the struggle for justice around the world. And Mandela had to suffer imprisonment for nearly 3 decades, but he fought against the white minority rule there. Nelson Mandela is such a big personality that we can't bind him within a text. Anyway, after completing our today's text, now we'll go for the answering questions and MCQ. And our first practice session starts with the MCQ. You know, MCQ is one of the easiest items in your HSC first paper syllabus. Whenever you will start with MCQ, you should follow some of the key features to answer them properly. Number 1, read all the options. Whenever you will get the question, you should read all the options there. Don't be in a hurry while answering the MCQ, because some options and some answers are very close there. Number 2, while reading the text, read not only the textual word meaning there, but also their synonyms and antonyms, because in MCQ you will get a big part of them. Now it's time for number 3, and you should have clear ideas about the text, because there may come some confusing moments, and in your question, if you get confused, you won't be able to answer them. And at last, I think I should say something about the presentation, because in the exam we find many students who write down the answers and they write the full questions there, and you should not do it. You will only write down the answer. So if you follow all these steps, and you should follow all these steps, and if you do them properly, I think surely you will get good marks in MCQ. So now we'll start with MCQ. Choose the correct answer from the alternatives, and for this item you will get 10 marks. And number 1 now. The moment to bridge the chasms that divide us has come. What is meant by to bridge the chasms there? And there we have 4 options. Number A, to save people. Number B, to reduce difference between black and white people. Number C, to mitigate sufferings. Or D, to remove pauperism. So what will be the answer? And surely the answer will be to reduce difference between black and white people. This is the answer for this one. And number 2 now, the term apartheid means a partition. Number B is preparation, number C is anxiety, and number D, discrimination. Yes, the answer is discrimination. The term apartheid means discrimination. And now we'll go for number 3, the word healing mentioned in the passage means. So we also have 4 options now, and let's go for the options: curing, soothing, heating, or ailing. The word healing means curing, so we have got our answer for this one. And now for the next one, we have at last achieved our political emancipation. What is meant by political emancipation there? So what is meant by political emancipation there? Let's see those answers. Number A is political freedom, number B economic freedom, number C is social freedom, and the last one religious freedom. So here emancipation means the political freedom here. So we have got our answer for this one, for number 4. And now we'll go for number 5. What does the term mythic in the text mean? Mythic: legendary, unbelievable. And the next term, number C, is megafranc, that means barren and mysterious. So what will be the answer there? The answer will be legendary. That means mythic means legendary. So number 6 now. What does Reuters refer to?
an association A, number B, a critical theory, a book on Nelson Mandela, or number D, a news agency. Yes, Reuters is a news agency, so number D is correct here. Number 7 now. Mandela fought for the then gap people throughout his life. So Asian, African, Black American, or South African. And we all know the answer for African. Mandela fought for the African people throughout his life. Number 8 now. What does acceptance speech refer to? Acceptance speech. So let's see those options. Number A, the time Mandela was accepted as the president of South Africa. Number B, when he was accepted as somebody special. Number C, when he got released from prison. Or number D, when the general people accepted him. So what will be the answer? Of course, number A, the time Mandela was accepted as the president of South Africa. So we have got our answer, and now we'll go for number 9. The word emancipation stands for emancipation. So let's see the options. Extraction, redemption, freedom from what is number C, freedom from political restrictions, and number D, enslavement. So what will be the answer there? Let's find out it. So emancipation means freedom from political restrictions. So this is the answer for number 9. And now we'll go for the last one, number 10. Nelson Mandela is considered as a or an symbol of destruction, emblem of peace and harm, icon of love, epitome of democracy. So what is the answer there? Surely number D, epitome of democracy. And so we have got all the answers there. And as I have told you, you have to only write down the answer, not the full question. So let's write down the answers now.
After completing MCQ, now we'll go for the answering questions. But before starting answering questions, now we will see some of the key features regarding answering questions. So let's start them.
Dear young learners, now you can see some of the techniques how to solve answering questions. At first, you can't change the tense of the question while answering. That means if the question is in present tense, the answer should not be in past tense. And number 2, if there is auxiliary verb in the question like do, does, did, you have to change them accordingly in the answer. Number 3, if the question is in passive form, surely the answer will be in passive form. And number 4, if there is modal verb in the question like can, could, may, might, shall, should, you have to follow that modal also in the answer. And number 5, you can't copy from the passage text, and it's totally forbidden. And in your answer, you should write the answer in your own words. And if you follow all these key features, surely you will get good marks in your answering question.
My dear students, I hope you have understood all those points. And if you follow them properly and implement properly in your exam scripts, I'm sure that you will get good marks in answering questions. So now we'll go for the answers.
Answer the following questions. Another very important item now. And now we'll write down the answers. And for this item, you'll get 15 marks. So our first question now. Who was Nelson Mandela? What was he famous for? Nelson Mandela was the first black president of South Africa. He was famous for the embodiment of peace and reconciliation, and he played extraordinary role in emancipating the people of South Africa from the shackles of segregation and the chains of discrimination. So we have got our answer, the first one. And since you will get 3 marks for each answering question, so you have to write the answers in detail. Number B now. Why was Mandela awarded the Nobel Peace Prize? Now the answer. Nelson Mandela was awarded Nobel Peace Prize in 1993 because he negotiated the end of apartheid and established the peace in South Africa. He also ensured that the dignity of black people. So you've got the answer. Number C now. What dream did Mandela dream throughout his life? Yes, now the answer. Mandela's dream was to bring down apartheid while avoiding a civil war. and the emancipation of his people. And he wanted to establish democracy and justice in South Africa, and he was very much successful regarding this. And as you have learned that, well, write down the answers of answering questions. You have to follow some rules there. That means if the question is in present tense, surely the answer will be in present. Or if the question is in past tense, you have to write down the answers in past tense. So there are some structures you have to follow. And now the next one. Why did Nadine Gordimer remarked that he, that means Mandela, is at the epicenter of our time, ours in South Africa and yours, wherever you are? So why did he make such kind of remark there? Nelson Mandela was the symbol of peace and human rights. He was one of the world's most respected public figures, combining celebrity sparkle with an unwavering message of freedom and respect. His thoughts and works were not only for African black people, but also for the oppressed people across the world. So we have write down the answers there, and we have not copied this answer from the text, and it's totally forbidden to write down answer just from the text. And the last one, don't call me, I'll call you. When and why did Nelson Mandela utter these words? Nelson Mandela uttered those words on the eve of his retirement from public life in 2004. He fought for the major part of his life for his people's political freedom. At last, his ardent desire got released, and he worked as the president of South Africa. Now being tired, he uttered these words. He told this to his countrymen that his people were politically free, and so he was not needed to work at that time. But if he felt any need in future, he would call the people to rise and work again against any evil. So there we have found Nelson Mandela again as a great leader, and that's why he has told his people that don't call me, I'll call you. So there we have got all the answers now. So you have to write down all those answers perfectly so that you can get a good marks from this item.
Last but not the least, and again I'll finish my today's class with that wise saying that practice makes a man perfect, and perfection only comes true when you do more practice. This will do for the day, and see you again in another class. Until then, thank you very much.